Honourable member from Calgary Nose Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today's fiscal update shows that despite the government's best attempt at budgeting, Albertans face $248 million in unplanned increases in operating expenses and a $247 million revenue shortfall, largely because of lower corporate and personal income taxes, which reflect Alberta's fiscal health. This is after 2.5 years of budgets, which have all missed the government's own mark. When will the Finance Minister learn from these mistakes and make accurate and realistic budgets that Albertans can trust?
Hear, hear.
The Honourable Minister of Finance.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. You know, our plan is working. The plan of compassionately reducing spending is working, Mr. Speaker. We are pulling that spending down, and in the meantime, the economy is growing, Mr. Speaker. We had the backs of Albertans. Now the economy is growing. We can look at our budgets more closely now, Mr. Speaker, and going forward, we'll reduce that spending.
Good calm, folks. First supplement.
Today's fiscal update revealed very large capital plan reductions, including $359 million from transportation, $258 million from education, $126 million from health, $69 million from infrastructure, and $30 million from seniors and housing. To the Minister of Infrastructure, which communities will not get the desperately needed schools, health facilities, and seniors facilities that the government promised? And how can Albertans trust any infrastructure promises this government makes in the future?
Great question.
I thank the member for the question, Mr. Speaker. And one of the things that I think is always important to remember is infrastructure in this province and what we have been doing with a monumental infrastructure build, almost $30 billion over 4 years, is repairing the damage that was done during the Klein years, when, of course, we had some folks who are on the other side who made the decision that it was actually more important to have a fiscal bottom line that—
Please stop the clock.
You know, it'd be nice to answer the question, but they're going to shout for me every
time. Order. Now. Point of order. Honourable members, please. Fortunately, at least one of the school groups left. Your second supplemental.
This government promised major changes to the way government operates, but shows no sign of doing things differently than the previous government, including basing its budget on non-renewable resource revenue, cutting school and hospital construction, and repeatedly failing to manage operational spending. When will this government abandon the Conservative playbook of endless infrastructure cuts and arbitrary political decisions about critical program spending?
It's true.
Minister of Transportation.
Well, that's a bit rich coming from the Conservative Party over there, Mr. Speaker. My understanding is that party's just been taken over by the PCs because the Wild Rose took over their party. So I don't know where the Alberta Party people are going to go, Mr. Speaker. But you know what? On this side, Mr. Speaker, we made investments when it was time to make investments, and we made good investments, and we got great support from the municipalities. I was just at AUMA and AMDNC, and the support was wonderful. But you know what? It's time that we take another look at it and looked at the budget and looked at the debt and the deficit and fixed it, Mr. Speaker.